Hello, good morning. You're welcome to the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders, of school admins, of everyone generally. We always say that education business is everyone's business. Today's class is what we have been waiting for. It is titled, How Can My School Become Big? So you want your school to become big. We all want our schools to become big, but a lot of things are involved. I've been talking about this for the past 2 or 3 weeks. So this class is titled, How Can My School Become Big? And we're going to start the class right away. So sit back and relax. We're going to take a short break. We'll look at a few things we always talk about every week, and then we'll come back and the class proper. How can my school become big? All right, so how can my school become big? We have said it. Let me go into the class right away. It is not, we're not going to waste time at all. A lot of things are involved if you want your school to become big. What did I say? A lot of things are involved, but in this class, we have summarized all of those points into like 10 points that you just need to pay attention to. How can my school become big? So look at it. Let me quickly show you my slide. This is my slide, and I've taken time to prepare this so that the class will be very, very explanatory and very, very interactive. You are free to send me a message. I'd like you to drop. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know the school you represent. Let me know the state you are following us from. You know that we have announced on the platform that SOF is finally going to become a nationally recognized school association of school owners. And we ask you a question that when would you like the meetings to hold? Almost everybody said Saturday. We have taken note of that. The next thing we're going to do now is to announce those who are interested in becoming state chapter executives and all of that. It's going to be a wonderful thing. So this class, we are proceeding. How can my school become big? And we're going to be explaining this based on what I sub-captioned, the 5 types of schools and what they need to become big, what they need to grow. There are 5 types of schools. According to my own categorization for this class, there are 5 types of schools, and so the category you belong to will determine what you need to do to grow, what you need to do to become big, what you need to do to grow. I see the numbers rising in the room. Thank you very much. I'd like you to announce to everyone who needs to know that the class has started. We're not going to wait for anyone. How can my school become big? How can my school become big? So let me do a little background into this lesson. A few days ago, we said on this, I was saying on the platform that everyone will claim that their school needs to grow, but there are 5 different kinds of schools, and that determines what to do for growth. If you have been following me back to back on this platform in the last few years, in 2017 or 2018 precisely, I actually did another categorization of school owners. I did another categorization of school owners, and that categorization of school owners that I did a few years ago, you can find it in the 4-legged school growth strategy. Actually, you can find it in that book, the 4-legged school growth strategy. And what I said in that meeting, in that training, it's instructive for you to know. In that particular one, we categorize school owners based on the category 1, where teachers as level 0, and then level 1 we said self-employed school owners. Level 2 we said I need to get my book. If you have your book here with you, the 4-legged school growth strategy. But the point I'm trying to make is that I said in that book that the biggest problems that the school has is not the other stakeholders, the other 4 stakeholders, talking about teachers, parents, and the other 3 stakeholders, talking about teachers, parents, and non-teaching staff. The biggest problem that the school has is the school owner itself. Now, that manifests in several things. That manifests in the fact that there is usually a gap in the knowledge gap that needs to be filled, or a capital gap, that is money gap, that needs to be filled, or innovation gap that needs to be filled. And so in this class, let me jump to the conclusion of the class so that you know what we want to do. There are 3 reasons why your school is not growing. Number 1 is lack of capital. Number 2 is lack of requisite knowledge. And number 3 is lack of innovation. I think there should be a number 4, which I will emphasize on. Number 4 is the caliber of people. Let me correct it. The caliber of people. Number 4, let me say the caliber of teachers and parents you attract. I'm just trying to make it as rich as possible. There are 4 major reasons why your school is not growing. Number 1 is a lack of capital. Number 2 is a lack of requisite knowledge. Number 3 is no innovation or lack of innovation. Number 4 is the caliber of parents or teachers that you attract. Let me render this in PDF so that it will now be my slide. You understand? Okay. So let me go back. So that is just the introduction. That's just introduction to the class. But then I'm going to show you. I'll take it one by one. There are about 15 slides I need to go through. I'm just trying to correct some things on my slide so that by the time I move on, it will just be seamless. All right. So everyone on board, thank you for joining. We have a larger number of people in the class right now. Remember that the class is still titled, How Can My School Become Big? If you need to talk to me at any point, just drop a comment on the platform upon which you are watching. I'm going to see the comment. I'm going to respond. If you need to pick my contact details, this is the contact details by the lower left part of the screen. If you need to talk to us on the WhatsApp group, just talk to us. We're going to respond to you. I have prepared a wonderful slide. I'd like to take you through. We have only 1 hour and the class start right now. I didn't introduce myself. I am David Adeniji, by the grace of God, convener of the School Owners Forum. So let's go to a short message I want to pass across. We'll be talking about trainings for teachers. We'll be talking about the 4-legged school growth strategy. We've been talking about Think Alike. We've been talking about our lecture materials, which is very rich. As a matter of fact, this class is only an introduction. You cannot cover this kind of huge topic in 1 hour. But I believe that by the end of this 1 hour, you are going to understand that there's a lot you need to do, and then you'll have been able to pick 1 or 2 points for you to actually grow your school big. So I'll be back after this break. Do you know that the worth of your school is the combined worth of your teachers? Do you know that the value of your school is the combined value that your parents have placed on your teachers? Are you having problems with making your teachers cooperate with you and be productive as you would want to be? What you need is our training. We have trained over 10,000 teachers in the last few years, and the results have been tremendous. We have 2 packages. We have the leadership attitude, skills, and ethics, which is LACE for teachers, and we also have TRACE, teachers reorientation for action, capacity, and excellence. So which of them do you want? Call us and let us train your teachers. The results will amaze you. We will help them see the reasons why cooperating with you leads to their own growth, and at the end of the day, it leads to the growth of the school. So it's important. Let us train your teachers. We can come to your school, train them in your school. We can also organize that training for you online. Everyone knows that on SOF we have 3 textbooks, and these are the books written by David Adeniji, convener of the School Owners Forum. Talking about the 4-legged school growth strategy.
That is the best book when it comes to school growth. I'm talking about Thrive, how to thrive with your school business in this new era, especially after the pandemic. A whole new era came to school business and you need to learn it. Thrive is a book to read. And then talking about the indispensable teacher, no, there is no other book that helps you manage teachers more than that. Even teachers actually are the ones who need this book too. So you need the book as a school owner. The teachers also need the book. Just order these 3 copies. There's a combo package that is very cheap. That is the price there. You will see it, and then we're going to ship the books to you. The 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and Thrive. Get those books today. Many of us use school management software that limit us in one way or the other, because they have not been upgraded to meet present global trends. Now you need to switch to Thinkalai. Thinkalai is Nigeria's largest school management software. Switch to Thinkalai. It won't take you more than hours. We will do the switch for you. So it manages all your operations, admissions, exams, timetables, e-learning, online classes. Just name it. Bulk SMS. Everything is in it. Online exams, CBT. So switch to Thinkalai school management software today. So you can go to thinkalai.net. That is thinkalai.net. Go there and check the features.
All right, welcome back to Unlock with me, David Adeniji, about the convener of the School Owners Forum. The School Owners Forum is Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders generally. And we are already becoming a nationally recognized school owners association. Let me share my screen as we go into the class right away. No time to waste. No time to waste at all. We're not going to waste time at all. We are just going to go straight away into the class. How my school can become big. How can my school become big? Now, this is my slide. Let me go to the first point in the slide so that you know that the class is ready. Number 1 point I want to make is that there are 5 types of schools, and everyone will claim their school needs to grow, but there are 5 different kinds of schools, and that determines what to do for growth. The size of your school is not what matters, because we are operating in the same industry, but on different lanes. Let me tell you something. Stop being enticed by the growth or the size of other people's school. They are not on the same level with you. This is a general principle in life, but it applies very well to school business. Many school owners only compare their schools with schools that have not started on the same level. See, a few school owners started their school because there was employment was hard to find, and then you discover that, well, I have what it takes, and so I go into it. But some people started their school after they have gone through other things in their life. They have gone through a particular career that has been so successful. I know a school owner who has risen to become an MD. I know school owners who have risen to become MDs of corporations and organizations. They already have built capital and built wherewithal, and then they come into the school business. They come with all their money. They come with all their wherewithal. They come with all their relationships and all their association, all their connections and networks. And now you who started the school like just one who is getting a head start, capital is not really there. All you knew you had was your skill. You knew you had the wherewithal. Capital is in different levels. Some people have financial capital. They don't have a knowledge base. But some people have the knowledge base. They don't have the financial capital. Some people don't have financial capital. They don't have much of the knowledge base, but they have experience in the corporate world. You understand? So you have to know your strength. So you are not actually in competition with any school. Even the school beside you. I know many streets where you have schools opposite themselves. I have a wonderful school owner friend, a wonderful man of God like that. His school is a very big school. As a matter of fact, his school bought almost most of the lands in the estate. But there is another school opposite him that will want to be envying him. This particular man has spent over 30 years in government service somewhere, and then he comes into the industry. Do you understand?
the size of your school, the kind of school you run, the type of school you are, determine what you will do for growth. I hope you got that clear. So let me continue that point. The size of your school is not what matters, because you are not operating on the same pace, you are not operating on the same lane. It's a level playing field, but we are not all on the same level. Listen to me, we may all look alike. We may all look alike. You may look at me and say, Mr. Deniji, such a young man, such a young boy, or look at that other man, such a rich person. We may all look alike, but we are not the same. We don't have the same history. We don't have the same resources. We don't have the same experience. I have seen school owners who started their school with money, with good capital, but they are now envying those who don't even have money, because those ones seem to know their way around the industry more than them. So it depends on the size of your school. It's not what matters, because we are operating in the same level. So let us look at those 5 types of schools, and those 5 types of schools will help me in will help us in understanding. Let us look at the 5 types of schools. The 5 types of schools will help us in understanding what exactly for growth, what is exactly we should be doing for growth. Okay, somebody says my screen is off, so let me reshare the screen once again. Okay, all right, so let me reshare the screen once again. Okay, I'm trying to just get the document up again. All right, the document is back. The document is back. All right, okay, this is it. Okay, yeah, this is it. All right, so back to what I was trying to say. Don't mind my document. All right, so the next thing I'm going to tell you is that size is relative. Let somebody say size is relative. I'd like you to drop it on the chat. I want the chat to be, the class to be as interactive as possible. And in fact, size is relative. What is big to you is small to someone. I'm laying some background. When every teacher wants to teach, he will first of all show you the objectives. I have shown you the objective of this class. This objective, it comes in form of a conclusion that there are actually 4 reasons why your school is not growing. If you can work on this 4, the school will grow. Number 1 point is the lack of capital. Number 2 points is the lack of requisite knowledge. Number 3 points is the lack of innovation. And the number 4 point is the caliber of teachers and parents you attract. In this class, I will not cover all. In this class, I'm going to be focusing on number 2 and number 4, which is the lack of requisite knowledge and how to get it, lack of innovation and how to get it, and then the caliber of teachers and parents that you attract. And back, let me go back to my point. I'm trying to tell you that size is relative. There are 5 types of schools, and that determines what to do for growth. Are you still seeing my screen? I don't want you to be cut off at any point in time. The next point is that 2 reasons why your school remains small. Actually, it is not 2, it is 4. But because I'm going to be looking at 2 alone in this class, that is why I'm saying 2. I have shown you that there are actually 4 reasons. This is it. 4 reasons: lack of capital, lack of requisite knowledge. If you can work on this 4, you will grow. Lack of innovation. As a matter of fact, if you work on one and you don't work on the others, you may not grow. If you have capital, good money, but you don't have requisite knowledge, you don't know about this job. You see, 50% of school owners that I know came into this industry not knowing the nitty-gritty. I tell you, in 2018, the School Owners Forum started what we call SOF Academy. SOF Academy is a school that is supposed to teach school owners how to run their school, because we noticed that most of us who are running schools, we didn't have a course, we didn't run a course or go through a certification course that will teach you and certify you how to run a school. Many of us depended on the experience we had, forgetting that even if you have 20 years teaching experience, that doesn't amount to 20 years school running experience. When you were being a teacher, you were a loyal teacher. There are many things that your school owner or your employer did not show you. Do you understand? So let us go back to that point we are trying to make. That the point is that 2 reasons why your school remains small: the size of your operating capital. Now, in a bit, let me talk about this operating capital of a thing. Many people think that you can just put up a school in 1-room apartment. A lot of people think you can just put up a school in a 2-bedroom apartment. Or somebody says, well, I have a small space in my corner. You understand? It depends on what the kind of life you want to live. It depends on whether you are seeing the school as a means to make ends meet, or you are seeing the school as a means to liberating people and giving people real employment, and actually operating based on the lay down procedures of regulatory bodies and all of that. You understand? It's important you understand that capital is needed in any business. You must look for capital. See, let me tell you something. Somebody will say, where will I get the money? If you depend on this money you are generating in the school to grow the school, you will stay there for years. And I'm going to explain to you why. It's the reason why you see some schools, they say they have been operating for 15 years. They've been operating for 20 years. But when you get to their environment, there is no excellence. Excellence smells. You understand? I mean, you perceive it when you get to a place. One of the reasons why your school will remain the way it is also, I didn't put that in my document, is the level of exposure that you have. I used to tell people that when I was a kid, I attended nursery school. I mean, decades ago, my mother enrolled me in a nursery school. She was also a teacher in that school. And I'm not trying to indict anybody, but the schools I see today, and, talking about seeing schools, I tell you, I see schools. Let me not talk too much about I see schools. I have relationship with several thousands of school owners, and I see schools. But I am yet to see many schools that can beat my nursery school of decades ago. Isn't that amazing? I'm not saying I have not seen. I'm yet to see many. Only a few schools that are operating now can match the excellence I can still remember, even as a kid, in my nursery school of years ago. I don't know if they still operate like that, but I'm telling you that many of us, what will determine the shift in level is the capital we have access to. And I'm not saying you can begin to look for money that will cut your neck. I have taught the very first lesson I taught in the beginning of this year. You may look for it, you may ask for it, is that you should create extra or maybe new streams of income that will help you finance your school, sir. Many of us are running schools that have put us in what I call business bondage. And that bondage will now begin to rub negatively on your teachers, on your parents, and on the children. You will not be able to provide to the children that education that will give them the enviable future that they deserve. Somebody will say, but they are not paying. Don't worry. I'm going to address all of that in this class. So the point I'm making is your number one, the size of your operating capital will determine the size of your school. It is as simple as that. Some people will deceive you. They will not tell you the truth. I'm a coach and I've been doing this for a few years. I will tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. The size of your operating capital determines the growth of your school. If you want to grow your school and make it big today, you will need to begin to get more serious with locating another stream of funding. That stream of funding could be a new job. There's nothing wrong with school owner going to look for job. You can run a school, put people in the school, and go ahead and get a job that will make you, that will enable you to inject bulk blow of money into your school. If you wait for that meager amounts of money you are charging as school fees to grow the school, you're going to be there for years, and I don't want that for you. I hope I have cleared the point of capital. I'm coming back there if time permits me. But let me go to the point of your requisite knowledge. Let me tell you something. I like to ask you this question again, and I want you to be sincere with me. I want you to answer on the chat and answer yes or no. Before you started a school, did you run a course on how to run a school? Or you thought you have learned enough as an apprentice under your employer? There are many things the employer did not show you. As a matter of fact, the question is, did your employer self, that's your employer, does your employer have requisite knowledge about running a school before he or she started the school? And then you came out from under that person and you just went into running a school. People encourage you. As a matter of fact, I also like to encourage people, go, you can do it, you can do it. But school business is not about you can do it, you can do it. It's unlike many other kinds of businesses. If you don't have requisite knowledge, there will be gaps. If you don't have the knowledge of how to run a school, Many of us have run a school for 10 years and we are still looking for how to run a school free of debtors. I tell you, on the School Owners Forum, especially those who already have our books, our 3 books, the 4-legged school growth strategy, and these are the books, in case you don't know, we are no more on the level of trying to collect money from parents or struggling to collect full payment. No, we have passed that level. Especially those who have read the 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and the 3rd book that we titled Thrive. Those who already have this book understand the reason when I say that you can run a school absolutely free of debtors. You can increase your school fees and nobody will complain. You understand? You can thrive with a school. A lot of us, we came to start looking for how to acquire this knowledge 10 years after starting the school, 15 years after starting the school, 5 years after starting the school. No. If you are planning to start a school by September, this next session, please, I will encourage you and advise you like a brother. I will give you brotherly advice not to go into that school without learning how to run a school. There is a way, there is a course. You know, we started that course at that program as SWF Academy in 2018. So I'm saying that the reason why your school remains what it is, why it is not growing, is because of your level of access to knowledge. Look at your refusal again to now invest in requisite knowledge that will liberate you. It's one of the reasons why you remain small. But on this platform, I don't teach you to struggle. I am teaching you to excel. On SWF, we have gone beyond trying to muzzle money out of debtor parents. Our strategies now make members receive 100% school fees up front. And that is what the School Owners Forum is all about. That is what the 4-legged school growth strategy is all about. It is our operating manual. It's our operation book. Now, let me tell you the reason why your school remains small. A lot of people believe that knowledge can be gotten for free. When you announce that there's a training on Facebook and you say free, they will flood the place. You understand? But when you introduce money, they will walk away. People that kind of attitude. If your own attitude is kind of attitude, attend my training, attend our training is free of charge. Yeah. See, free trainings like this will introduce you and give you there is no knowledge, no real knowledge that is free. The point is, you must be willing to invest in knowledge. You know, when people ask me that, how much is your combo package of the books? And I say 20,000 naira, and then you pay an amount of money for shipping. They immediately walk away. You know why? I begin to wonder, do you think that you can get real knowledge that will lead to real growth for our class? As a matter of fact, if I drag this class beyond 1 hour, many of you will walk away. If I drag this class beyond 1 hour, many of you will just lose concentration. That is why you teach what you can teach for free, and then you tell people who are really, really interested in growth, come for the full package, for the book or for the trainings. I tell you, we have hundreds of hours of trainings on this same topic of how to grow your school. You understand? So one of the reasons why your school remains the size that it is because of your reluctance to pay for knowledge. You understand? Your reluctance to pay for knowledge. See, such schools are, I'm going to go to category 1 of school owners now. Categories. There are 5 types of schools, and that will determine what you need to do to grow your school. I hope you are still enjoying the class. We have only gone halfway, and we need to talk about 5 categories of school owners. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know you are going to be able to pick your own category, and you'll also be able to pick what you need to do. Somebody saying, how can one get the books? Please, I want my admin to respond to that. Give them the link and give them the prices of the books. It is easy to get. You can easily get them. But let me go on a very short break once again. By the time I come back, it's going to be a bumper class. Once again, I'm David Adeniji. by the grace of God, convener of the School Owners Forum.
Everyone knows that on SOF we have 3 textbooks, and these are the books written by David Adeniji, convener of the School Owners Forum. Talking about the 4-legged school growth strategy. That is the best book when it comes to school growth. Talking about thrive, how to thrive with your school business in this new era, especially after the pandemic. A whole new era came to school business and you need to learn it. Thrive is a book to read. And then talking about the indispensable teacher. There is no other book that helps you manage teachers more than that. Even teachers actually are the ones who need this book too. So you need the book as a school owner. The teachers also need the book. Just order these 3 copies. There's a combo package that is very cheap. That is the price there. You will see it, and then we're going to ship the books to you. The 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and thrive. Get those books today. Many of us use school management software that limit us in one way or the other because they have not been upgraded to meet present global trends. Now you need to switch to Thinkalai. Thinkalai is Nigeria's largest school management software. Switch to Thinkalai. It won't take you more than hours. We will do the switch for you. So it manages all your operations, admissions, exams, timetables, e-learning, online classes. Just name it. Bulk SMS. Everything is in it. Online exams, CBT. So switch to Thinkalai school management software today. So you can go to thinkalai.net. That is thinkalai.net. Go there and check the features.
All right, so let's go to category 1 of school school owners, so that you know these are schools that are set up to make ends meet for the owner. Now, when I have my classes, I don't talk to spite anyone, but if this communicates to you, I will also give you the solution and the way out. How did you set up your school? How have you set up the school? Have you set up your own school to meet to make ends meet just for you? You know, such schools are born out of the unacceptable unemployment index in the country, because all things being equal, such school owners' financial needs would have been better satisfied as a staff if they were staff in a larger organization, and they could be free from the risk of business bondage usually offered by a school. Now, many schools, especially thousands of schools, are in this level. You know, the school you see is like a subsistence farming. The school can only make ends meet, and many times it's not even making the ends meet. Can only make ends meet for the school owner. And then such schools will still come around and say, well, how can I grow? You know, the first thing you need to do for such a school to grow is to change that make ends meet mentality. You know, for such schools, no matter the strategy you teach, no matter the training they attend, they will hardly grow, except after spending so many years, and growth then takes its organic course as a result of persistence. I'm not saying there is no hope for such a school. The hope there is that, well, miracles happen, except until they spend many years, you know, in that level, and then because of persistence, they will eventually be, but that will be after many years. It doesn't take 10 years to grow a school. You can grow a school from small to big in 5 years. You know, if you have access to the right capital and the right requisite knowledge. I hope somebody is following me. Somebody is talking to me on a platform. You're saying, yeah, that is it. That's actually the point. School owners may not even meet, such school owners may not even meet the specifications they are asking from their employees. Tell the truth. Do you meet the qualification you are asking from your employees? You are asking for BEd. You are asking for MEd. But yet, even you, if nobody will know because you are the boss, but you can't deceive everyone and deceive yourself. Bob Marley said that you can deceive everybody sometimes. You can deceive some people all the time, but you cannot deceive all the people all the time. Your level of growth depends on your own personal exposure. If you have not been exposed to education, how can you get educators? How can you control them? How can you guide them? How can you manage them to grow your school? And so let nobody deceive you. Of course, you have money, you have started the school, or perhaps you were looking for jobs. You said, instead of going to teach here and there, I know teachers who are vocational teachers. They have spent decades in this industry. I know a teacher who has spent 15 years in the classroom. And so whatever curriculum you are presenting, they know it. But they have not grown they have not grown themselves. Their level of access to knowledge is limited. You understand? Such people, the reason why they became school owners is so that they will not continue to look for jobs. It's fine. It's not bad. You understand? But that will mean that your school is only set up to make ends meet for you. But let me ask you a question. If you want to prove me wrong, is your school making ends meet for the people you have there? The question is it even making ends meet for you? If you struggle to make ends meet, how about the people who are working with you? So if that is the kind of school you run, no problem. You are welcome to the School Owners Forum. The School Owners Forum has a place for everyone. Here is what you need to do to grow. And now, because I have painted the problem, let me show you the solution. Such schools must change the make ends meet mentality. You understand? That make ends meet mentality must change. You understand? You cannot run a school like that and try and want to excel or thrive in it. You must change the make ends meet mentality, and you must stop equating school business with trading goods from marginal profit. Some people start schools, it's like they tell their people, what business can I do? Instead of opening a shop and selling goods, let me open a school, because school business is what is in vogue. It doesn't matter how you start. I still appreciate you because you have created employment in this industry. But then you need to take it a step further. You must seek knowledge aggressively, and you must be ready to pay for it. And you must be humble enough to change if you want to create a real prosperity. Let me tell you something. For this kind of schools that are set up to make ends meet for the owner alone, what you need to do is to, number one, I know you may not have a ready access. You may not readily have an access to big capital, I know, but you can have access to learning. It costs cheaper money to get trained than to build a school, than to look for money to build classrooms. Many of you, know that we have a combo pack of books on this platform. I still keep saying it, that there is no other material in the industry as at present that can impact you as much as this. A particular school owner read this book in second term, and by third term, she was able to double her population. The school is in Lagos here. I can tell you the name of the school. The name of the school is, so the school is right here in Lagos. Now they have annexes, 3 in Lagos, another one in another state. That one is how much? Just less than 25,000 naira. You will get you the book. The book costs 20,000, and then the delivery will cost a particular amount of money. See, for a school in that level, please settle down, get books, read. And if you will not buy my own books, no problem. Get not only books, get access to trainings, already trained, already produced materials, hundreds of hours of teachings that will show you the way. Let me tell you something. You need to know the way. It doesn't matter where you are operating. You may be operating in one corner of a state, or you may be operating in an urban area. What you need, if you fall in this category, is that you need to seek knowledge aggressively. You understand? I will not tell you, I will not deceive you. It's the truth. You must then go a step further. It's not only getting aggressive for knowledge and being ready to pay for it. You will now take it a step further and create another mainstream of income for yourself. Small schools don't grow with the money generated by that school. I'd like you to take that and take note of it. You cannot grow a small school with the money generated by the small school. It won't grow. It won't work. The money generated is not even enough for you to spend. You have families, you have dependent people who are dependent on you. You have children in other schools, you are paying their school fees also. So small schools don't get big by the money generated in that school alone. Small schools become big by getting extra inflow of money. That extra inflow can be your own job, can be a salary you are earning from somewhere, can be another venture, another business that you are taking part of in another venture, another place. Do you understand? So I like the fact that we are in this class and we quite a number of us. You are welcome. If you are coming to the school owners from the first time, you're welcome. Further, let me go into the next category of school. Category number 2. We are looking at 5 types of schools. There are some schools set up to buy minimum luxury for the owners and keep them just above poverty level. So if your own school has gone past my number 1 type, I know that might be an insult to some of us. Are you now saying, no, don't worry, it's not everyone. Not everyone falls into that category. There is another category of schools who are a bit higher than the category 1, schools that are set up to buy minimum luxury for the owners and keep them just above poverty level. If your school falls into that category, good for you. You are in the right place. Let us go into it. Many schools fall here anyway. Rich school owner, poor teachers. All right. Rich school owner, poor teachers. People in this category forget that it is better to pay people what fits their own image and not necessarily what the staff worth. I'd like you to see my slide. You are not seeing it. See, take a look at what I'm saying here. Many schools fall into this category. Thank you. That's the slide. If you fall into this category, you are well to do. You are taken care of. At least to a level you are financially okay. But you look around you. You have teachers who are struggling. You have staff who are poor. So you see this syndrome of rich school owner, poor teacher. I'm telling you the way it is. That is why it's good to attend free training at time. If you have paid for this meeting, I may not want to offend you. But you see, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just trying to tell you the way it is. If you fall into this category, that means you have forgotten that it is better to pay people what your profile deserves and not not necessarily what they deserve and not what your own profile deserves. Let us move a bit faster. I know that for this category 2 schools, they love to learn. And so I do not take that away from you. You love to learn. You are not cheating the teachers. That's lovely. In fact, you are right about your economic reality approach to school business. Yeah. You are saying that's how much I can. That's the economy. But hey, don't stop there. Let me tell you what you need to do. You need to begin to learn to create real prosperity for your people. If only you know that your size is not how big your facility is, it is how many lives of staff that you can actually transform from nothing to something. Until you start creating real prosperity for your staff, they can't stick their necks out for you. That should be staff and not staffs. Help me correct it. Are you getting my point? If your own school is only creating minimum luxury for you and leaving the teachers in poverty, leaving the teachers struggling, you need to do something about it. You know why? Because I told you in the beginning of this class that the reason why your school remains small is 4 reasons. Number 1, lack of capital. Number 2, lack of requisite knowledge about running of a school before you started a school. Lack of innovation. Number 4, the caliber of teachers. If your school has poor teachers, you will have poor growth. That is it. If your school also has poor parents And when I say poor parents, I mean parents who do not understand the value of paying for what they get. If you don't have the right amount kind of teachers, you cannot grow the school. So if you fall into that category, I'd like you to begin to plan on how to enrich your teachers, how to create real prosperity for them. But I know you have an objection. See your objection. I already have it taken care of. See, you have an objection. Look at your objection. Your objection is that, but we can only pay what we receive. Let me hide it. Let me hide this to the end. There's something that is under category number 3. Category number 3 is saying that, did you set up your school to create real employment that pay living wages? So category number 3 are schools that have set up their school to create real employment. That is where to begin from. Employment that generates living wage. Let somebody say living wage. Can you type in the box, say living wage? Question, is your school paying a living wage to its teachers? What is a living wage? I have 12 minutes. What is a living wage? Can I tell you what a living wage is? Or should I go for a short break so that when I come back, we are going to round off this class and it's going to be awesome. This is the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders, generally. Education business is everyone's business. I'd like you to stay where you are. Please don't go away. The class is getting quite interesting. We are going to the last lap of the class, but I want to tell you something. I want to tell you that if you have not invited us to your school to train your teachers, then you are missing. If you haven't invited us to train your teachers, you are missing. Even if you are not in Lagos, we will organize the training virtually. The training is so interactive that as I'm speaking, I hear you, you hear me, I see you, they see me. The training for teachers is a 4 hours training. Take a look at the excerpt. Take a look.
So that is what I'm saying. So yesterday you may not have been a teacher. Tomorrow you may not even be a teacher. But now you are a teacher. So who are you? When people ask me, who are you? I answer, say, well, who you are is not what you are doing now. Who you are is what you are going to be if you make the best use of what you are doing now. If you are finding it difficult to give your all, to put in your best in what you are doing, thinking, well, this is not my major field, I'm just passing here, this is not where I'm, well, just for a while, you are wasting time. If you have spent 1 year or 2 years or maybe even 6 months in that place of work, that school, you have not given your all, you have not given your best for one reason or the other, maybe because you think you are not being paid well, but because you think, well, this is not where I'm supposed to be, or because you think, well, I'm going to soon get something better. See, you are wasting your time. Remember that if you give your all, if you give your best in what you are doing, you are not doing the school a favor. You are the first beneficiary of a better you. So it is not the school that you are doing a favor primarily. It's secondly, it is you. You see, this joy, this fulfillment that comes with giving your best in anything you are doing is what you deserve it. You deserve to have that fulfillment, that joy that, yes, while I was there, I gave my all.
Yeah, did you see that? So that is an excerpt from our training for teachers. As a matter of fact, on the 11th of May, for example, last month, we trained about 30 teachers in Jigawa State, our Nima's Academy in Jigawa, far away Jigawa, right from here. We streamed right from here to Jigawa State, and it was quite interactive. I can show you an excerpt of that training. So distance is no barrier. You may be in Port Harcourt, Abuja, you may be in Benin Republic, Ghana, Mozambique, because we have members even all over Africa. Wherever your school is located, just talk to us. We are going to have that training stream right from our studio, and it's going to be very, very, it's a 3-hour, 3.5, or even 4-hour training. I tell you, 4 hours. Your teachers will be gathered in your training room. There will be a projector. You will stream from the laptop to the projector, and then I will also be seeing them right like that. It's going to be very, very awesome. So please subscribe to that training for teachers. you really, 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 really need it. All right, somebody is saying you are the first beneficiary of a better you. Yeah, that is an excerpt from that training. All right, let me continue in our class. Category number 3. The question I was asking is, did you set up your school to create real employment that pay living wage? So what is a living wage? The question I'm trying to answer here, the problem I'm trying to solve is, if you do not pay living wage to your teachers, you will not have the right caliber of teachers. And if you do not have the right caliber of teachers, your school cannot grow. School business is not a one-man thing. You have started it, but everybody, I'm talking about the 4 stakeholders in the run of a business, which is what we have highlighted in the 4-legged school growth strategy. I'm talking about, what am I talking about now? I'm talking about the school owner, the teachers, the parent, and the non-teaching staff. Let me continue in this class. A living wage is not a specific amount of money. You understand? It is also not minimum wage, according to government minimum wage. A living wage is because a living wage in a less urban area, for example, may not even cover transportation in a very urban area like Lekki in Lagos. Sad to say that many people start schools in such areas and then they pay the same amount of money paid by people in even less urban areas. The kind of school you want to run should be should agree with the kind of environment you place yourself. The point is, if I'm a teacher and I get a job in your school, that job you should solve some of my financial needs now. My life should not remain the same the moment I get a job in your school. Can you boldly say that your job is meeting the needs of the people in your school? That is why you don't have the right caliber of teachers. And that is why if you don't have the right caliber of teachers, your teachers will not market your school. Teachers are the biggest demarketers of a school. That is why instead of marketing your school, they are demarketing it. The reason why your school is not growing is that you have teachers who do not love you. They will not love you because they are not making ends meet in your station, in your job. Are you with me? All right, let me go to the next point and give you your argument. Many of us argue with David, Mr. David. He said, Mr. David, you have been here for a while. I've been running the school for 20 years. You say, number one argument, I can only pay what I receive, because these are the feedback we get when we run polls on the school. See, guess what? When we ran a poll on the school owners forum, that how many people here have read books on school growth? 90% of the response we got was that I have not read any. And then we recommended, and nobody said, see, many people have not read any book. If you have read my books on school growth, you will have been able to crush this argument. A lot of us are saying that I can only pay what I receive, then charge higher. Hello? If the money you are making in your school is not making ends meet for the people, it's either you let the people go and so that they will stop suffering, or that you charge higher school fees. The higher you charge, the better you'll be able to make ends meet for them. You understand? The second argument that people have is that it is large, because you are looking at the wage bill in total. You are not looking at it as what is the exact take home of the individuals involved represented on this wage bill. So you are saying my wage bill is large, that's how much I can afford to pay. My answer to you is that if you won't pay more, then forget growth. Hello? If you will not raise the bar, I like us to consciously raise the bar. If you will not pay more, then forget about growth. It doesn't happen by magic. It happens when real people fall in love with your business and they take it upon themselves to spread the news. The third argument that people give me is that at least they begin to brag. At least I'm trying. I'm creating employment. Hello, you are creating employment, but I'd like you to go get funding. Look for money that will grow that business. I'm not saying you should go and look for money that will kill you or that will make you give you a heartache. You can just do another business. Get part of the money you are getting, save part of the money you are making now, and start another business somewhere. You understand? You can create another business somewhere that will generate income, the income that you can inject into the school. Usually the school has the potential to give you more money than some of these other businesses, but also the school needs money to be taken care of so that you can pay a living wage. I'm not talking about minimum wage. I'm talking about living wage salary that can sustain the needs of the people. You see teachers in a school, when you tell them to join contribution, they say, well, how much am I earning? By the time I remove this amount you are telling me to make as contribution, nothing happens. So they don't dress well. They don't see when you tell them to dress well, this amount, and it is the truth. It is just the truth. If you want to grow your school, you must take care of this. So your arguments are not tenable. You need to work on them. In closing, in this class, what am I trying to say? What is my solution? Maybe you should begin to scale down on your demands when you are looking for teachers. Maybe you should begin to trim down your staff strength. Most school owners pay bachelor's degree holders, graduates, amounts of money that are not even sufficient as pocket money for university undergraduates, that are not sufficient as alawi for NYSC core members. So what are we trying to say? If we continue this way, we will soon run out of commitment. I'm talking as commitment. We will soon run out of committed teachers and equally committed teachers in this industry. And quality, I wanted to say quality there. If we continue paying meager amounts of money that cannot sustain an adult for a week, you say that's your salary, and you are demanding for master's degree, you are demanding for BEd. It doesn't work that way. You cannot demand for that and think you are going to grow. It is teachers that grow the school. Parents also grow the school. Actually, parents first, but I don't have time to talk about that in this class. If your teachers are not happy with you, forget about growth. It won't grow. If they are not well fed. What am I trying to say? Teachers have not paid me to say what I'm saying. We are consultants, school owners pay us, but you see what I'm just telling you now is one of the solutions to your problem. We all need to increase salaries significantly. Hello? Are you listening to me? We need to increase salaries significantly across board and increase school fees also. So let us continue this discussion across our platform. I'm so passionate about this topic. I'm passionate because I want your school to grow. But your school will not grow if you don't take care of the people, the caliber of teachers that you have around you. Somebody is saying, Mr. Deniji, but you said there are 5 types. Of course, I can't finish them in this class. If you want to register for the full class, kindly talk to us. You can see the addresses to contact. My phone number is also there. That's on WhatsApp. Please talk to me on WhatsApp. I prefer WhatsApp. Thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone who was still around for this class. It's been a wonderful class. We've said a lot, but this is the conclusion of the whole matter. The conclusion of the whole matter. I was going to talk about innovation, but I don't have time. But this is the conclusion of the whole matter. There are lack of capital, lack of requisite knowledge, lack of innovation. I didn't have time to talk about innovation, and then the caliber of teachers and the caliber of parents. I didn't also have time to talk about the caliber of parents that you have in your school. You understand? All right. Thank you very much. I didn't show that. It's been a wonderful time. So those are the 4 points: lack of capital, requisite knowledge, lack of innovation, and then the caliber of teachers and parents that you attract. I really appreciate every one of you. There is no teacher without students. It is a class that makes the teacher. So until next time, remember what we have talked about. We have talked about Think Alike. We have talked about training for your teachers. We have talked about the 4 books on school growth. A lot of things we have talked about in this class. I'd like you to take advantage of the offers and call today. This is a list, the one we talked about, the training for teachers, and then the 4-legged school growth strategy, the books, the indispensable teacher, and also Thrive. All right. So once again, this is the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, of teachers, of school admins and education stakeholders. And I am David Adeniji, by the grace of God, convener of the School Owners Forum. Until next time, bye for now.
Hello, school owner. You need a social media and web assistant, someone who will design flyers, beautiful flyers, twice every week, manage your website, and make sure that the beautiful things that happen in your school on daily basis well presented to an online audience, both your parents and even prospective parents who are not in your school. Every day in the life of a school is an event, is a story that can be packaged and told to the world. Unfortunately, many of us pay hundreds of thousands of naira, sometimes millions, as salaries, but we don't have anybody managing our image online. You will design 2 flyers per week, post those articles on your social media handles, also post them on your website, and follow up on your pages, comments, and all of that. Before you know it, you begin to get calls. Don't limit yourself to your physical environment. There are many people out there looking for your kind of school, but they are not seeing it because they are Googling it online, they are going on social media, they are not seeing you. So you need a social media assistant and a web assistant. Everyone knows that on SOF we have 3 textbooks, and these are the books written by David Adeniji, convener of the School Owners Forum. Talking about the 4-legged school growth strategy. That is the best book when it comes to school growth. Talking about thrive, how to thrive with your school business in this new era, especially after the pandemic. A whole new era came to school business and you need to learn it. Thrive is a book to read. And then talking about the indispensable teacher. No, there is no other book that helps you manage teachers more than that. Even teachers actually are the ones who need this book too. So you need the book as a school owner. The teachers also need the book. Just order these 3 copies. There's a combo package that is very cheap. That is the price there. You will see it, and then we're going to ship the books to you. The 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and thrive. Get those books today. Many of us use school management software that limit us in one way or the other because they have not been upgraded to meet present global trends. Now you need to switch to Thinkalai. Thinkalai is Nigeria's largest school management software. Switch to Thinkalai. It won't take you more than hours. We will do the switch for you. So it manages all your operations, admissions, exams, timetables, e-learning, online classes. Just name it. Bulk SMS. Everything is in it. Online exams, CBT. So switch to Thinkalai school management software today. So you can go to thinkalai.net. That is thinkalai.net. Go there and check the features.